21st.
Okay, today is May 21st, 2015. This is your mother, grandmother, wife, daughter, sister. I am discussing my wishes about burial. This is not a fun topic for me because everybody's upset with me, but this is my belief on it. When I met C.D. Al-Jamal, my guide, my sheikh from Jerusalem, he taught me about the layers of life. There's the physical layer, there's the layer of the heart, the layer of the soul, and the layer of the secret or the unity. Well, the physical is the lowest, okay? It is about creation. It is the dunya. In Arabic, it's called the dunya. The world layer is the dunya. It's a creation. It falls off. But our souls and our hearts and our secrets, as we evolve from our physical, we move into our heart. That's also sort of a creation. But from that point, we leave the physical and we move into the soul. And then even the soul has to be surrendered back to God. And so my desire was, I felt like in being cremated and donated, and let's start with cremation. I felt like being cremated was a way for me to put myself in a position that all the dunya was destroyed from me. Sort of like a rocket taking off to the moon. Like the little shell just drops off. The heart layer keeps moving forward, and that's our ego, and letting go of the ego. I feel like I gotta let go of that. I've had a near-death experience before, and I fell for a long time, and I realized that I had to let go of that too. And then the next part's the soul, and I believe it's another rocket ship. It's kind of like it's gotta fall off too. And finally, when everything's surrendered, you go back and you're with God, but you've given back everything. And so in the cremation process, I felt like I was surrendering the dunya, surrendering the heart, surrendering the soul, and really completely surrendering myself back to God. I may not be able to be donated to science due to my obesity and other things, but I know that the University of Utah is studying hearing loss, and I went to the University of Utah for 6 years, and every single day I passed the cemetery. The entire day I drove by, I always thought, I wouldn't mind being buried in the Salt Lake Cemetery, and by the way, I would rather be an organ donor or donate my body to science, because everything I was doing was about helping people or being there for people. And so I made that choice clear back in 2002, I believe, that if I wanted to donate my body to science. So it had nothing to do with death. It was just that I felt like I was a researcher, I was going to school. School was so important to me. And I passed that cemetery every day. And I made that choice clear back then. Nothing to do with where I'm at right now. And that was when I started learning about Sufism and all of this stuff. So okay, then I get cancer. And in 2006, I had a patient who had donated her body to science, and it was one of the most cool things I ever experienced in my life. She was a woman's liver. She was with Sonia Johnson, one of her friends, and she told me how liberated she felt and that she donated her body to science. And I really got close to her, and I wrote about her in my dissertation even. But it had a powerful impact on my life. And stop rolling your finger, because this is important. Anyway, I'm telling my story. I sat by that woman and listened to her story, and she was so excited about it. I'd never seen anyone donate their body. It's the only person I've ever met. But when it was done, I was invited to, they didn't have a funeral, they had a reception. And the impact of that was very different, because they had the reception at the Senior Citizen Center, and it was just like a funeral, but it was no dead body, no ugly flowers, no mourning. Everybody was happy, like the children were happy. And at her bedside, when she died, all the kids came and gathered around her. So they took pictures with her. The family was all gathered around her. So they did have their moment before the people came. And I have to admit that if this happens, they do come for you quite quickly because there's not an embalming. They just take you right then, and you don't have many hours. So there's, you can have a few hours, but you don't get the body for days and days. But it's very important to take pictures for closure. So if somebody's not there, that's okay. Take pictures so you can see that the body's and get the full body. Jackie Sharp taught me that. I did bereavement work when I did hypnotherapy school. Take pictures of the body because it gives people closure. And basically when JK died, Shelly and I went in and saw his body on the slab, and that was the only piece I had. Because once they make up bodies for funeral, they just don't look the same anymore. It's not that person. It's just a dead lump of flesh. Well, when she died, she looked like herself. And I just didn't want to leave a horrible memory for my kids. I thought, yeah, gather around me, give me a kiss, hold my hand, say goodbye, let Shelly curl up with me on the bed and hug me. I would love that. I would like each grandchild to come and give me a kiss or lay by me just for a second and say your goodbye fast. I mean, that would be beautiful. And if everybody's at sleep, it's at night, and Shelly has to get rid of me, then please take a picture so they can all have closure. But I'm going to spend...
I would call everybody and give them a chance.
But everybody's going to know if it's close. But if not, let's say I died in the night and they have to come get me because I've been there all night, then Shelly will take a picture, and I'm going to have had these closures already. We've said our piece. We're happy. Like, I want my family happy before I die. So I'm doing all this work now, connecting with everyone. We've had our moment. We were the children of our moment. We've already done it. People are showing up for me now. I don't need some death grip. I just need the love I've received now from every single one of the kids that showed up for me. And you, Shelly. That's what matters. When my grandmother died, I didn't even go to her funeral. But I went the week before she died, and I got that smile from her, and that's the memory I have in my heart. When Brad came and lit the lighter, and when Hayden got me out of the attic, and when Heber lifted all the stuff, and when my sister bought me chicken, and Shelly's done stuff, and Haley brings you home from work, and our friends have done so many things. Those are the memories. Those are the things that matter to me. That's life. Like Jesus said, let the dead bury the dead. You know what I mean? But I wanted, in my heart of hearts, my deepest desire is to return to God every single aspect of my soul. Well, sometimes when the body's in the ground, the hair keeps growing, there's still life growing in there. That's in my head. Maybe that's not true. But I wanted every single cell of my soul to go home to God. I believe in Him. I love Him with all my heart. I know He has me in the palm of His hand. This is really, truly my wish. I know it's not traditional, but when has your mother, your wife, your sister, your daughter ever been traditional? I'm the most odd duck you could find on the street. But I love all of you, and if the body donation doesn't happen, I'm fine with cremation. It's the same principle. But I wanted the body donation because I really wanted to help science. I really wanted to help a doctor be a better doctor. I'm not afraid of that. I'm not going to, and plus, if we get to oversee our bodies, and it's between 2 months and 2 years, wouldn't it be fun that I get to watch? I always wanted to be a surgeon, but because of my hearing loss, I couldn't be. And I always wanted to be a doctor, and can't do the research. So this is my way of getting to be the doctor. And so this is my story and my thing. And instead of having pallbearers, I want light bearers. I love you guys. I love my daughter. I love my wife. I love my kids, my sister, my mother, my brothers and sisters, my children. This is my wish. Please honor me in this. that has nothing to do with Shelly. Another major aspect of this is financial. And Haley asked me, "Are you just doing this because you don't think you're worth the money?" No, I'm doing this because I am worth the money. And my student loans were paid off, $169,000. And my poor sweetheart has paid her student loans for 25 years and knows 3 times as much now as she did when she started, and it's a ripoff. And for me to be able to use that stinking casket money and get her in a place where she's liberated like I am, that is a treasure to me. That's like, I'm a gift giver. That's not a gift for Shelly. She wanted me buried. It's a gift for me because I'm a gift giver. And I can put her in a better state. The second part of this is that Shelly has a plot by her parents in Brigham City that she has asked for my ashes to be buried with her there. And we're going to have a tombstone. There will be a spot you can mourn me. When Shelly dies, I would like my ashes buried there with her. She's promised that even if she finds someone else or whatever, that our name is going to be, that's our burial. Somebody else will have to deal with it. And if something happens to Shelly, I'm having it in my will that the ashes will be returned to Haley, and then end of story. We get buried together. We will have the tombstone or bench or whatever made. It's in Brigham City, right under the LDS temple, for all the Mormon people. So it's right next to her sweet mother and father. She's held on to that. That was it, her inheritance. I feel good about this. I feel like I'm forcing my will on everyone. And Hayden and Brad and the little boys, I'm just saying, if you have a problem with this, please know that I am at peace with this. And I love you, and I would never want to hurt you. But I didn't want you to see an old, ugly, dead body in a casket. I didn't want you to mourn. Jesus said, "Let the dead bury the dead. Let's live. Let's have a wonderful life. Let's make memories now. Let's make this a happy time, because the memories of you boys and love you've given me, that's what I hold on to. I don't want you to hold on to some old ugly memory of me in a casket. Please give me this. This is my heart, my joy, my purpose to love, and I'm going to be loving you from whether I'm here or there, because I love you infinity times infinity. And that's all I have to say about this, but thank you.